Okay, we're here today to make a wreath. We just made our very beautiful burgundy and gold bow, and we're going to do our theme in gold and red. One thing you need to remember is to always use odd numbers of things. So like with our cluster here that we have of ornaments, we've got 5. We've got 5 different things here besides our bow. It just keeps it, having the odd numbers keeps it from looking too matchy-matchy. It just looks strange to not have that. So what we did was we got our items and we just kind of placed them on the wreath so we'll know where they go. One thing that, you can either do it before or after, but one thing that you can do is, we'll probably wait until we have everything attached. You'll want to fluff your wreath. If you decide you want to go on and do that first, you just kind of pull out all the branches where it was kind of smushed together in the store. You want to have some stuff sticking out around the edges. But we've got our glue gun here, and we're going to use some curling ribbon for some of this. And what we'll do first is we'll attach our big bow. So what I did was I just went and threaded this through the middle. And then what you'll do is, let's see, we'll pull this off. You can come around back. But you'll attach it, you'll tie a little knot, and it won't come off. You can kind of tie it, there's a metal frame that's on these. And you just tie it to that, just tie it in a knot. And then we'll worry about this stuff later. Sorry about that. Forgot to put the phone on silent. So we've got our bow on, and then we'll go on. I went on and threaded these, and we'll tie these in a knot first. So we'll just pull it really tight. And with these also, you can glue gun them on if you don't think they're going to stay in place. Let's tie them on first and see kind of where we are. If you think that you can see the middle, the ribbon there, I would just go on and glue gun them so that nobody can see, and you can cut that off. But I don't know, I think that's going to look okay. So what we'll do is we'll just go on and trim off the ends there. You want to cut it pretty close because you don't want to see them hanging off. And then you can just sort of move your branches around if there's any part that you need to cover up. And then we'll move on to our star. These actually, I think we have a post on how to make these clay ornaments. They're just made out of the Crayola air dry clay and some stamps to give it the texture, the print on it. And then after you cut them out and they're stamped, then you just spray paint them or hand paint them, either one. I spray paint everything. And I think probably glue gun that a little bit too, just to make sure. And that way you know that it's going to stick. But that way it's tied on too. And we'll hide that in a little bit. Oh, well, it just pulled out. You know what? It's glue gunned. It's fine. So we'll move on to our little bag of gifts. And we'll glue gun that too. You just want to make sure you get plenty on there. Especially if you hang these on doors that get a lot of sun. A lot of times the sun can get so hot that it will melt the glue. So you've got to make sure that your stuff is attached really well. We'll go on and do the gold snowflake. Got to be a little bit more careful with this just because it's really thin in places. So try to put the glue where it's not as thin. You just got to act fast. I'll turn it around a little bit. And then our last thing we have, I think what we'll do is tuck that in. It's got a little stem on it. Maybe we'll cut that off. It might be a little long. And I'm going to do a little bit of glue with that. And then we'll glue our apple. I think we're at the end of our glue. But we'll go on and stick it on there. Alright, so all of our stuff is attached. And then what we'll do is you don't want to cut these completely off. You want to have just a little bit hanging down, I think. And everybody's different. What I like to do is kind of fold them a little bit. And then I cut them at an angle. I don't want them about this. I want one a little bit longer than the other. So you've got your ribbon. And then this is where you want to make sure that your wreath has been kind of fluffed out, where everything's... And the best way to do that is to practice and kind of hang it up on the door and fluff it once you get it up there, I think. Are we good if I hold it up for you? And that's all there is to it. It's already done.